and welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast.
We're both clicking along today. I have metal points on my needles.
I know. Click, click,
I have the
click,
carbons.
click, click. I'm using the
Zings?
The Zings. I was like, what needles are these? The Zings. I always want to call them Melodies of Life because that's what the box says, but that's not what they actually are.
Yeah, that was what they... So every year... All right, Knitter Surprise. Sorry, I'm already getting off tangent. They release a holiday box, and they usually call them something fancy. So the one they did for the Zings was Melodies of Life because they're Zings Melodies of Life. They're just called Zings.
Okay, that's good. Was really confusing for me. I'm glad we got that sorted out. So it's Thursday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It is our normal podcast time.
It is, and it's November, you guys.
It is November 2nd.
I can't believe it's November.
How did that happen?
And
it actually feels like November outside.
It does. It's chilly and kind of gray, and which is what November is here. It's like very blah. All the leaves are gone, and usually the grass will die here soon, and it'll be just like really drab and gray. That's why we have to knit with a lot of color.
And I could pull out my new favorite app called What the Forecast and give you what it says about the weather, but then I'd have to tag this as explicit.
So we won't do that.
But
if you want to laugh about the weather, check out the app.
Hilarious app.
Yeah, and just talking about it. So, but we are the Must Love Yarn podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
And
it's going to be one of those episodes.
We are in the Must Love Yarn store, which is in Shelburne, Vermont. And you can find the store on all kinds of social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, the website, Twitter, as Must Love Yarn.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you just search Must Love Yarn, you'll find us.
Pop up. And we're slowly but surely getting all of the map applications switched over to the right address. Like Google's still sending people to our old location.
Yeah, even and we updated all that stuff.
They keep telling me they fixed the problem, and then I go out and it still gives you directions to the old address. Yeah. So anyway, I'm Angela.
I'm Kelly.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I have no knitwear that I'm wearing today.
I'm actually
You're wearing something very beautiful.
I'm wearing my fancy cardigan.
Fancy cardigan. That's not what it's called.
It's called Water and Stone, and it's a pattern by Vera Valimaki. This is knit out of Madeline Tosh in the Tot colorway because it's
Tot.
Tart.
That's T-A-R-T, not T-O-T.
Tart. And this is a sweater I knit for Rhinebeck 2 years ago. Yeah, because last year was Gathered Together. No. Yes. No. 3? Was it 3 years ago? It might have been 3 years ago.
Oh.
It's been a lot. Oh, okay, I can't keep track. Anyway, 2 or 3 years ago. But it's got a great cable detail. It's got cables on the back.
On the other side.
Oh, on the other side. Okay. What's on my back? I can't.
We'll post to it in show notes so that you can
go take a look if you'd like.
Yeah. So you can see. Do you have pictures of back and front?
I do.
On Ravelry?
I do. Actually, from
Ravelry.
From when we were waiting in line at Rhinebeck, out in the bright sunshine.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely at least 2 years ago, maybe 3.
I think it was 3.
I think it was 3 too.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
3 too.
3 too.
Cool. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's fun. I was in court this morning, so I figured, why not?
Why not?
It's a sweater weather out there.
It's really pretty. It's
Thank you.
I like the black undertones in it.
Yeah,
or overtones.
because it goes really well with black.
Yeah.
As you can see, actually see the undertones really well on this side.
Yeah. So even though there's like a vibrant red in it, it kind of really tones it down.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Thank you. It was a fun knit. It was a fun knit. So that's what I'm wearing. So, yeah. So do we want to do, let's see, what do we have this week? We've got Picks of the Week.
Picks of the Week, and I didn't bring mine with me, but I can talk about it because it's not, you can imagine what it looks like.
I brought some just because, whatever.
Just imagine it like Angela's, but a different company.
That's right. So my pick of the week, I will bust this out here. maybe I'll just show it like this. So my pick of the week is all of our online sock yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of brought over the basket full of fun colors.
That's a great fall color, the orangey browny one. I like that.
I don't even know if I got all of them because we have a ton of different colors.
Yeah.
But so what we're doing for pick of the week is the yarns that we have chosen for picks of the week. You can get 10% off.
Yep.
In our online store by putting in the code weeklypick socks.
Sock along. I did sock along.
Weekly pick sock along. Kelly's already made the code.
I know, I did it. I'm way ahead of the schedule
Sock
this
along.
time.
So weekly pick sock along, all in all caps, and that will get you 10% off of the online, all of the online that we have in stock.
And I picked opal sock yarn. So any opal sock yarn that we have will get you, using that coupon code, will get you 10% off the opal as well.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about our knit along, which is the sock along, coming up. And that's why we decided to do some fun self-striping sock yarns this time. So we've got some fun colors.
Yeah.
So check those out, and I did put links in show notes so that it'll take you to the
Right to
ones
the
that
page.
we've got in stock.
Awesome.
So
Yay.
yeah,
Awesome. So I have
it goes so much faster when we're organized.
I know, right? La, 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 here we go. Run it along. Instead of looking at each other like, what should the code be? Which is normally what happens.
I know.
Oh, man.
I just made the executive decision.
That's
this time.
fine. That's fine. That works. We were kind of thinking along the same lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually have a couple finished objects this week.
I have none. So she's
I'm
carrying me
the
this
show.
week. Yes.
So I did, guys. I finished the Road to Rhinebeck shawl.
I see it. It's so beautiful.
The knitting's done. The ends are woven in. It definitely needs a black. You can see it's a little like wavy.
It's so pretty. I love that section.
This section right there.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So that's the bottom. This is the bottom with a nice little I-cord bind off. There might be a mistake in the last two rows of that section, but nobody's ever going to be able to tell. So this is a DK weight shawl. This shawl took 2 skeins of the Primrose Jasper DK, so the green. It's in a baby colorway. And the blue is Malabrigo. So the Malabrigo Arroyo comes in a skein that's 337 yards, I think. So I used 1 full skein, and then I had some leftovers from the Dancing Bears cardigan that I made, or sweater that I made. And so I basically used 106 grams. So I didn't use very much. Very much. But what I did do is this last section here in the dark blue is actually, it's 2 rows short. So I just knit until I ran out of that yarn. I didn't want to break into another full skein just to finish the shawl. And I had enough of the green to do the I-cord bind off in the contrasting colors, so that's what I did.
Well, I was looking to see
And
if there's a
so, I mean, you
stock
could
on
conceivably
that,
do this
but I'm looking for this
with
one
2 skeins of Jasper DK and 1 skein of the Arroyo. This last section would just be a little short.
Yeah.
So I think I eked out like 2 more rows
and it looks
with the
like
extra
it's
6 grams that I had.
Oh.
So it would. So if I would have just done it with 1 skein, it would have been 4 rows short.
Yeah.
But that's the only difference.
That's not bad.
And that's not bad. You know, 3 skeins of DK yarn. It was knit on US 7s. So it does go pretty fast, but I will say the I-cord bind off took forever because there's like almost 450 stitches.
They do, but they are so worth it because they're gorgeous.
Oh, it's so nice.
Such a pretty finish.
Yeah, it's really nice. But it like I said, it definitely needs to hit the water. You can see how wavy the garter stitches are, and the water, when it gets blocked, it'll just relax it.
Yeah.
So it'll all lay nice. It lays a little wonky right now because it's
so pretty though.
Thank you.
It's great. It's gonna be so cozy to
Oh,
wear.
it's super cozy. I can already tell.
Yeah.
So it's not styled very well, but so there it is. So that's done. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Took me about a month, I think, because I started late. I started this like
That's right.
right before the last clue got released, because that's how I roll
You
for
know.
mystery knit-alongs.
That's okay.
So that's one of my finished objects. My other finished object is I did finish the mitered square bag, and I did.
Yeah, because you were close last time.
I did. I know, and I did felt it. So I brought my whole contraption. So this is a zippered pillowcase. This is what I use to felt stuff in. So you put it in here, zip it up, and I throw it in the wash. That way when the felt stuff comes off, it doesn't get on my clothes or my towels or clog up my wash.
The drain.
The
yeah.
drain. So this is how I've always felted, and it seems to work pretty well.
Cool.
Um,
Oh wow,
this-
that
this
felted really
this
well.
Gina felts amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is so dense. I mean, you guys can't feel it, but
No.
it felted
This-
really
this
well.
One time through the wash on hot
Oh
water.
my god, and you have a front load, right?
Yeah, in a front load.
That's fabulous.
I didn't even put it in the dryer. I mean, literally, this is one load on hot with some kids' clothes.
Wow, that really felt it.
Yeah.
It's like it
Yeah.
sucked it right
I
in.
mean, it looks like. I mean, I felt it before, like Cascade.
Mm-hmm.
They're non-superwash, so, and I would have to put stuff through like 2 or 3 times, and then it would look like this.
That's great.
That's one wash, you guys.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So, and if you go to my project page, which is linked, I show how much it shrinks up when you felt. So before
Oh, that's cool.
I felted it, I laid it out on this pillowcase so you could see. It was basically the same size width-wise as the pillowcase. And then I did one after felting where you can see it's quite a
Yeah.
bit smaller. So yeah, this just needs
That's cool.
to be lined and some handles. But I mean, I was super impressed with how this
Yeah.
felted up.
Yeah,
It's
so I guess if you
amazing.
guys have felting projects, the
Gina.
Plymouth Yarns Gina,
Yeah.
it does that self-striping like that. It's similar to Noro in that, but it's a little bit of a finer wool, so it just,
Yeah, it's just amazing.
yeah, that's great.
I
That's
pulled it
beautiful.
out, was expecting to have to.
And the
you know,
pricing on the Gina is really,
really
great
good.
too. I
Yeah.
think it was like $6 a skein or
Yeah,
something.
it's not. And I can't remember how many I used. It's in my project page because I started this one. I want to say 3, maybe 4.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
Not a huge amount. And I
Yeah.
still have some left over, so.
Yeah. So for around $20,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So
Be a
there's-
fun gift for somebody.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So there's that. That one done. Well, not done.
Well,
Most of it's done. It's the finishing work that's not
yeah.
done.
I know.
Because asked me if I've sewed the buttons onto Sweet Pea yet. No. I can't find my bag of thread. I have no idea what happened to my bag with all my thread in it. So I guess I have to make a trip to Joann's to get some thread.
Oh shoot! I do have an FO. It's a sewing and embroidery project, but I can't show you the real thing because I gave it to Carol as a birthday present. Her birthday was this week,
Oh,
but I can show you a picture.
yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Hold that thought.
I'll get some of the opal yarn while I'm up too.
Okay, why don't you do that? And I'll just sit here and knit, and then I'll cut this whole part out.
Okay, so I went and grabbed my phone. So this is gonna be a little disjointed, but I'll show you. These are brand new colors of opal. It's the Opal Sunrise that just came in. That
Pretty.
one's really pretty. And there are pictures. These are self-striping. So that's that one. And there's this one.
That one's fun.
This one. Ooh, I like this green a lot.
Yeah,
How pretty
that's
that
a fun
is.
green.
That is 9446. And 9447. I didn't tell you the first two. Sorry. Oh, I like this one too. It's browns and blues. 9444. So those are the new ones, and
Nice.
those just went in the store. So that's the Opal Sunrise. They do like different collections that come out on a monthly basis. And
Okay.
so that one was actually, I think, supposed to come out in August, but whatever.
Yeah.
We got it now.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of new ones that are going to be coming out here before too long. So now that it's November, we'll probably have another one coming anytime. But let me show you. I do have an FO. Oops, let's see if I can get a chair back. Come on. Oh, maybe not. It's going the wrong way. All right. And just gonna have to do lots of creative editing.
Oh, fancy editing.
All right, I can go through here because I know how to do it in here.
Exactly.
Rotate.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Honestly. All right, now I have to go down here, and there it is.
There we go.
So I made her a little project bag. Oh, I don't know if you can see it very well. It's getting kind of blown out. I'll send a picture to Ange, and she can
I'll put it in.
put it in. And I did the little embroidered sheep. Ooh, but now it's blurry.
Yeah, just send it to me. I'll put it.
So-
I'll put it in this picture.
Whoa. So yeah, I did a little project bag, and I embroidered a little sheep to go on one of the squares. So that was Carol's present, and that's what I worked on over the weekend, which is why I didn't get tons of knitting done, but that's okay because Carol's worth it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I'll give Ange a picture, and she can do her
Put
magic
it in.
and do that.
I'll probably
thing.
put it in over the Kelly trying to flip the picture on her phone.
Oh gosh, I swear.
Yeah, you
These
know.
things.
Yeah, technology.
So that's my FO.
nice.
Yeah. So see, I guess I do have one. I just
Here we go. Awesome.
didn't have it with me, so I forgot about it.
So I have spent most of my time working, trying to finish that Road to Rhinebeck show. But I did also. So I know I was lobbying last week that my 2 skeins of yarn counted as a work in progress, even though I
Right.
hadn't cast it on yet. So I did actually cast it on.
Yay!
Yay!
It's so pretty.
So this is the Mercury Rising shawl by Larissa Demos. It's got little sort of short rows and some striping, and it's a
Look,
2
cute
color.
little-
And my little cider
Little
donut
cider donut.
by Sucre Miniatures. So it's a really fun pattern. So it kind of alternates back and forth between just garter rows, which in my book are sort of brainless, where you can just not really pay attention and
Yeah.
be doing other stuff, to then having to do a little bit of striping, and then you have to pay a little bit more attention on the short rows. Not a huge amount, but they're short, little discreet.
They're short.
They're short. They're short.
Short rows.
Short rows.
Little sections. Of
Yeah, just little
more
sections.
color.
So this is a Green Mountain Spinnery yarn. It's so there's Simply Sock. Simply.
So we don't have there's a line of their sock yarns that are hand painted that we don't have.
And that's this.
You can get them directly from Green Mountain Spinnery though.
Yep.
So if you go to spinnery.com,
Yep.
you can look for those.
And they're singles. So something like the Primrose. Is it Adelda?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. The Adelaide singles would work well. I mean, even non-singles would work well. But this is a great pattern. So
Yeah.
if you're just looking for a quick, cute little 2-color sort of shawl to do, I would recommend this.
It's knitting up really well. It's pretty
Yeah,
pretty.
I mean, it's fast. Like I
Yeah.
cast this on over last week, Thursday maybe, and the bulk of my knitting time has been working on that shawl.
Nice.
So this has just been kind of my travel project. Or I don't have 40 minutes to dedicate to one row of the other shawl. So,
Yeah, I know.
so it's been super quick. And now I'm sort of at the point where I got to figure out what else now I want to cast on. So
Nice.
I've been eyeballing some other shawls, but we'll talk about.
We've got
that.
some upcoming
I
stuff
know.
that we've both been.
I know. I really need to cast on a sweater with some of the sweater quantities of sock yarn that I may or may not have.
I know. I've got a couple of those. those too.
Yeah.
And then I have that big yarn baby that I've got to find something that I want to knit
Yeah.
with it too that I showed you guys I got at Rhinebeck.
Yeah. Though I will say, so, like, was it on our podcast or was it on our Instagram feed? Must have been on our Instagram feed. So, Mina Phillips, the knitting expat, was apparently airing out her stash. She was posting some funny pictures with Layla crawling through the stash. And I was like, oh my gosh, my stash isn't that big. I was like, because I have these moments where I'm like, oh my God, I have so much yarn. And then, I'm part owner of a yarn store, and so it's like a never-ending supply.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that I shouldn't just bring yarn home, but then I have stuff that I buy that we don't carry at the store. And so at times I feel like, God, my stash has really just gotten away from me, and it's so big. And then I see pictures of other people's stashes, and I'm like,
You're
oh
like,
my.
oh, okay. Whew, it's not so
Mine's
bad.
tiny.
That's really funny.
So,
Yeah. And mine's probably bigger than I would like it to be, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I pulled out. So my whip, you guys, is one that I cannot believe. So I looked at my Ravelry page. I actually printed it so that I would remember the names of the yarns that I use in it. And I just finished a row. That's why I was chatting a little longer. I pulled out a Color Affection that, you guys, I started in 2014.
oh my gosh.
2014.
Wow.
It's 3 years. Almost
Yeah.
4 years ago, because 2018 coming up fast.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God. And
Yeah.
so it was, so there's my little main color. And I'm doing it a little bit differently than the pattern, but that's the beauty of this pattern is you can kind of mix and match.
It's pretty flexible.
You can do 3 colors. I've seen some done with only 2 colors, but 2 to 3 colors, you can do this shawl. And so there's my first color, and then in the next section I bring in the second color with the first color, and then the section I'm working on now I brought in the third color with the second color, and I'm blending those 2 together. And so where I was at, I think was, so I'm doing short rows now, so you can see how they're building off of that section there. And I wasn't very far along into this section. I think I was somewhere down in here. So I've added quite a bit of depth, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working across. So this section here hasn't been worked yet through for the short rows. So I'm going to finish working pretty much all the way across because
Okay.
I like a nice long
Yeah.
big wrap.
Kelly was like, I want to make this bigger. And I'm like, because Color Affection on its own isn't big enough.
You know. I was thinking like fade proportions or something. You know?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not that big. But they're pretty good size.
They are. Let me find. Did I not bring that over? No, I think I did. It's here somewhere. Because I was going to tell you. Here it is. The yarns I use. So they're all wool and vine yarns, and it's all the same base. It's not a base that she uses anymore. It was her McGinnis sock base. And I think I got this right around the time, at least it was, I think, right around the year in 2014 when I actually started it, I think is when I got this yarn. So she hasn't had this particular base for a while.
Okay.
But it's 100% merino wool is the base. And I think most of the ones that she does now have a little bit of nylon in them. And so, let's see. She has, so I know that the kind of reddish color that's in the middle section and in this section, so the one that's more red, that one's called Pucker Up. And then there's Poe and Nevermore, and I always forget. I think the lighter one is Poe, and then the dark one is Nevermore. And I can actually show you she hasn't dyed, those were ones that she was dyeing a lot for a while when she was first dyeing. So this one's Pucker Up, and this one I think is Nevermore, the darker of the two, and I think the lighter one is Poe. I could have those two switched around. I can't remember. I'm sure you guys probably know. You can let me know. I could look them up too, but yeah. So actually, on my project page, it doesn't show up. So when I printed it, and the little boxes next to the colorways actually on the screen will tell me what they are, but
Yeah.
when I
didn't
printed
print.
it, they didn't print that way. So if you can see on my project page if I have that right or not. So I'm going to finish the section that's using these two together, and then after that, then there's one like a 2-inch band of the darker purple color. So it'll go from this where I'm switching back and forth to the end of all the dark.
Yep.
So
Nice.
yeah, so this will be really wearable because I like the
Yeah,
colors that are
nice
in
colors.
it, and they're really soft. So that's what I'm working on because I don't know why. I honestly don't know why I just let this sit for so long, because this is a piece I will wear all the time.
I'll tell you what happened. Ooh, shiny.
Well, that is exactly what happened. Yeah. But the fun thing is now that I'm going back to this, it's like, ooh, shiny, because this is so easy.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you don't have to pick up your wraps with this.
No.
Because it's garter and you never see them. And I think she actually says not to even bother picking up. If you guys don't know, it's a Vera Valimaki pattern.
Yeah.
Color Affectionist. It's been around for a while. It's an oldie but a goodie. Oldie.
Yeah, oldie.
So it's super easy. I can just sit and work on this. Of course, what I should have done is started the second sock for my Halloween socks. I didn't do that because I was hung up because I have to cut for the heel to put the heel in the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need a few minutes where I can just sit and like think about, cutting that.
Right.
And I haven't had the time to do that yet. But that's fine. But I could definitely, now that my needle's free, I could just do that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
but whatever, that's fine. I'm really enjoying working on this and going back through and picking up some of my old works in progress, because they are shiny new again, after they've been sitting for a while.
Yeah, that's one of
And
the nice
and-
things about
yeah.
reviving some old projects.
And I can free up some needles again and feel better, like decluttering, because I've been doing that a ton in my house, like decluttering. I got rid of so much stuff a couple weeks ago, and it was so good. I was like,
That's nice.
I know. It really
Yes,
is
I
great.
am now the proud owner of a whole bunch of new Legos. Thanks to Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stuff that's like, 30 years old, you guys. Been sitting around way too long. So,
Yeah, they're getting
It's
used
gone.
in my house.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
cool.
so I am trying to figure out what I want to do next for a project. Hohi Locatelli just released 2 new patterns, one called Jody and one called Tracy. The pattern she designed for the Grocery Girls. And I've been eyeballing the Jody pattern, as it's another DK weight shawl. I always see like a theme here. So it takes 3 skeins, or partial skeins at least, of a DK weight yarn, and I have left over from, because I did buy 2. I have this Prussia Blue Malabrigo skein that I
That's so
didn't
pretty.
break into. And for a moment I considered, I could just bring this back to the store and exchange it. And I was like, I've never done that in my life. And then I tried to sell it to Cindy, who works in my office, who's also a knitter. And she's been making stuff for her grandson. And I was like, oh, you could take this. She's like, I can't find anything to just knit with one skein. I was like, oh, all right. I'll keep it.
We have more now.
I know we do have more. So I thought, well, I could use this to knit a Jody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course I did some shopping at the yarn store, and
Which means she hasn't bought it yet. She's just scoping
which is
out
what
colors.
I do. I scope it out and I take pictures and I post on Instagram, and then people weigh in, and then I do the opposite of what everybody says. 'Cause I don't know.
It's like opposites.
I know.
It's like, okay, whatever everybody says.
So
I'm gonna
I
do
have a
opposite.
couple of options here I'm thinking about. So weigh in, and I'll probably do the opposite.
let Ange know, because she would love to have your opinion.
So this is
Option number
This
one.
is one option with the dark blue and then kind of a lighter blue with some browns, and then the silver fox, which I just love. that colorway. So this is definitely a more neutral palette. I would probably wear this a lot because it's very neutrally.
Yeah, because it's got the navies and it's got the browns, so you can wear it with a lot of different.
Yeah. I'd even wear this with black.
Yeah, you could.
But then I was like, well, this one color here is super fun. This primrose.
Option number 2.
Option number 2. So this blue is really sort of not showing well on the screen.
Showing almost black.
It is showing almost black. It's not almost black. It's about the same color as the blue that's in this sort of orangey. So I kind of liked that. That's an interesting color combination.
It really brightens it up. I kind of like the pop of color in that.
But then I also...
and for you guys that don't know what the pattern looks like,
yeah,
that's what the pattern is. And there's some other ones. So.
But then I also picked up that. Because there is that tealy color in the orange. So, I don't know. I can't really decide. And really, the long and the short of it is I should not be buying any more yarn. But as I pointed out to Kelly, I
already own this one.
I already own this one. No, I don't really have a well-curated DK stash. I really don't. It's not a yarn that I have collected. Now, sock yarn.
You could just do one holding lots of, 2 strands of sock yarn together in
a
few different colors.
I could. Nothing that goes probably with blue, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So let me know. What do you guys think? Option 1, neutral. Option 2 with this one, or option 3 with these two.
I like 1 and 2.
I kind of
3 is okay,
It's
but
okay.
it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
1 if you want to go neutrals.
Yeah.
And have a really wearable piece that you could wear with anything.
Yeah.
2 if you wanted one that was pretty
more,
neutral, because the 2 outer colors would be neutral, and then that was going to have a pop.
Just a little fun. I'm not totally convinced I can wear this color, even if it's not right next to me. I don't know. My other, the other one that I have been talking about casting on for ages is the On the Spice Market.
Oh, I know. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, that's a Melanie Berg. That's another, no pearl. She's like the no pearl ladies. It's all
Martina Bame and Melanie Berg.
Is it Melanie Berg or Martina? Yeah, I think that's a Melanie Berg.
Yeah, that one's Melanie Berg,
yeah.
but Martina talks always about her dislike of pearling.
Yeah, so I have a kit. It wasn't a kit. I keep calling it a kit, but I last year at Rhinebeck bought from Gail's Art. She had a gradient kit and then some coordinating solid skeins, and I think it's a merino silk blend. And I bought it specifically to make the On the Spice Market shawl. So I might do that. Of course, I'd have to wind all that yarn. I have to find it. I think I know where it is. It's probably with my bag of thread.
She's got some fabulous soft blanks, and that's what I bought from her this year. But I love her technique for dyeing the way she dyes her yarn, like her multicolors. I don't really see anyone else doing their yarn that way, so it's really beautiful. So if you haven't checked out her other yarns, take a look at them, because they're really lovely.
I have some individuals, a couple of skeins, I think, of her sock yarn.
I've got one of her sock yarn, and it's so pretty.
It's nice. So it's totally possible that I could do On the Spice Market. I should cast on a sweater of some sort. I have an undisclosed number of sweater quantities worth of fingering weight yarn. Hatteras, I've been eyeballing. I purchased that pattern a while ago. That's a great little cardigan pattern. So I don't know. We sell Breathing Space. It's partially cast on. Just how many shawls does one need?
I know. So I have some Lopi in my stash, and we sell the Let Lopi now, which is the lighter weight. It's a worsted weight Lopi. And I have some in my stash that I've had before we owned the store. So I was thinking about doing a Icelandic style sweater using that. And I came across this pattern and I really, really like it. I'm not sure how you say it. Telja? I'm not sure. So that's what the pattern is. And it's by Jennifer Steinglass. And that's what the sweater looks like. It's really lovely. And she has quite a few different ones pictured on her project page. So I've linked to this in show notes so you guys can see, but the different colorways and stuff. So the color that I have, actually I think the gray that I have, it might be this, it might be just the next one lighter than this.
Okay.
But then I have a really pretty kind of teal turquoise color, and I have a yellow. It takes 4 colors, and I'm pretty sure I've got enough to do the body in the gray. And then I think the teal, I think I've got 2 or 3 skeins. So the next color that you need 2 skeins of, and then you need 2 skeins of 2 different colors, 1 skein of each.
Yeah.
So there's 4 colors that you use in it. So I think if that's correct, then I would have the gray would be my gray, and then where they have the white, that would be kind of like the turquoise color.
Okay.
And then yellow, the little kind of dots that hang down. So this one has like a black in the middle, and this one has a lighter color in the middle. So they're the other 2 contrasts I need, I think, are for those. Although then there's the orange too. I don't know. I have to look more closely at it. Maybe there's main color and then 4 contrasting colors. One of them which you need 2 of. So actually I need 2 more colors. Yeah, so there's 5 colors total. So I'd have to find something to go with those 2. Although the colors in that one would be similar, except for my gray is lighter. So I might be able to do something like that. Maybe bring in a white and a different blue or something, a darker blue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that one's been kind of on my list because that's really, really pretty.
Nice.
And I don't know if you guys probably noticed there's been a lot of Lopi style sweaters walking around lately.
Yeah. I was looking at Birkin. I mean, Birkin's not really a...
That one is very pretty too.
But, again, that's like, oh, and then, but I don't have that kind of yarn. So I would have to buy yarn. I mean, it's just...
Yeah. The other thing with this one is they use or recommend Let Lopi, which is one that we have, and they also recommend Quince & Co. Owl, which of course we have that too. So I may end up having to use my Let Lopi for either this sweater, or there's a couple others I've been looking at too, and then doing an owl too, because then if I do in the owl, then I can have it as a shop sample too.
Right.
So that's a possibility of being cast on sometime soon.
Nice.
Although I'm been really motivated to go in through my my whips that have been sitting for way too long too. So
Yeah.
The other one that I just purchased, this is a pattern for purchase, and it's another Green Mountain Spinnery pattern. And I saw this made up at Vermont Sheep and Wool, and I fell in love with it. And before I forgot what it was called, I wanted to get it. So this is the Windrow cardigan, and it's designed by Kate Solomon of Green Mountain Spinnery. So that's the little cardigan. It's a little 3/4 length sleeve cardigan, open front, and it's got this really pretty ribbing detailing here. And it's knit in any of their DK weights. So they've got the Cotton Comfort Music, Sylvan Spirit, the New Mexico Organic. So they've got a lot in their DK weight yarns. And I just brought in 2 new colorways of the Cotton Comfort. One is Gingerbread, which is this really beautiful orange. That actually, if you go to the project page for the Windrow cardigan, Kate actually is wearing that one, knit up in the gingerbread colorway. And I was going to pick that one. I was like, oh, but Kate already did that color. And then the other color that I got, and that's a new color, is the Aubergine, which is like this really deep purpley. It's almost purpley black because
cool.
it's like a dark purple, but it leans a little on the gray side. It's really gorgeous. So then I was like, well, maybe I could do that. So anyway, that one I'm hoping to cast on because I think that'd be a really wearable piece. And it's, looks like an easy enough pattern. I haven't read through it yet, but so those lovely and talented people down at Green Mountain Spinnery, they keep whipping up all these fun things that I know. So keep up the great work, everyone. We love you down there at Green Mountain Spinnery. And so those are my potential whips.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we'll see which ones we actually cast on by next
Either that or I'll bring another languishing whip in next time and you'll be like, wow, what is that? And be like, no, it's not anything new. It's something that's like 5 years old. We'll keep going back in time. Yes, I probably have some that are that old, if not older, that are sitting around.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So we have an event coming up this weekend.
That's right, we do.
That we kept forgetting to. We've been talking about it for 2 or 3 weeks, and with our we actually didn't have technical difficulties last week. We just ran out of time.
We totally ran out of time.
We forgot to announce it. I forgot to announce it in my whispered closing from my office. I have no idea why I was whispering, guys. I really don't.
Because it's a law office, and so you have to whisper like a library.
I think I just felt weird talking to myself into the camera. I think that's what it was.
That's funny.
Whereas, like, here we're kind of having a conversation. But, yeah, I didn't know where to look. Like, anyway, whatever. It was... So I forgot. We're going to do a live YouTube event on Sunday.
Yeah?
What is that, the 5th?
The 5th. It's the 5th.
The 5th. At 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we tried to pick a time in case we had some technical difficulties that we could get the bulk of it done
before the store
opens. Well, that would be probably kind of fun too.
And we also wanted to do a time during the day where if people on other opposite coasts wanted to catch us, it might work out okay. And
too crazy.
I know one person already said, that's kind of like church time, and I was like, oh. So I know there's gonna be some of you that we're not gonna be able to catch this time, but if all goes well, we're definitely gonna
we'll do more of them.
And we'll do them at different times of day, so that people can catch us.
We just thought we would.
We want to try it out because we haven't done it yet. So
see how it goes.
It'll be fun. I think it'll be like having a little knit group going on.
It could be awesome. It could fail spectacularally. We don't know. We were having this conversation earlier.
Yeah.
So how's this gonna work?
Yeah. Like, I
don't know.
We haven't done this before.
I don't know.
So we're gonna we'll try it out and see how it goes, and hopefully we won't have crazy technical glitches.
We'll probably just go sans microphone, which is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So
hopefully background noise isn't too bad because we didn't have the energy in us to have to re-record if it
we got this
went sideways on us.
Treatment.
Yeah. So
it's getting old.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, and the store will be closed then, so we won't have a lot of background noise happening on Sunday. And as long as, knock on wood, the internet is behaving, which we have our regular internet.
We have our stuff, our new. We haven't really had any problems since we've got our stuff all turned on. So
yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I think we'll try to do it on the iPad.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that will go with the app. We might have to have that open and the laptop open to see questions, because I think people can type in questions. Like it's kind of us talking, but it's also a little more interactive.
It's kind of like Instagram Live or Facebook Live or some of those. So yeah. So if you guys have stuff you want to chat with us about,
let us know.
Yeah. And you can always send questions and stuff ahead of time too, so that we can talk about them live on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. So that's coming up. We do have a knit along that started, or crochet along, or whatever, It's our sock along.
Suck along.
Sock along.
I really like saying
Sock along.
suck along.
So sock along started yesterday, and it runs to the end of December.
Yep.
And
I
I
have
think-
to open a thread on Ravelry.
I think we decided pretty much like it's like there are no rules to sock along.
I know, we kept saying like, well, what about this? Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
What about this? Oh, that's fine too.
So the rules as described last week: whips count.
Whips count. One giant stocking.
If you're knitting a stocking, you can enter one.
It has to be a stocking though. It can't look like a sock and be like, this is a stocking.
If you're knitting socks, we need to see a pair of them.
Yep.
If you're knitting tiny socks, they have
We
to
want
be
a bunting.
Just look at all these rules that we're just coming up with. It'll be fun. Knit
It
some
will
socks.
be fun.
Slippers count. Shorty socks count. Whips count. Just knit some socks.
Knit some socks.
Knit some socks.
I know I have a lot of them that are started. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go off on a little tangent
Yeah.
now. So I was doing the little sheep embroidery on the bag that I did for Carol. And I think I was at the end of one section of my thread. And so I was like tucking the little end in, and the needle like went flying off. And I was sitting on the couch because I've got like this really bright light, like an aught light, sitting next to me. And it went like right down in between the cushion and the couch. And it's an embroidery needle, so it's not like teeny tiny, but it's not
Yeah.
like a big darning needle either. And I'm like, oh no. So I like pull the couch cushion off, and then the bottom of the couch has fabric all the way across the bottom, so it can't fall onto the floor, which is good because then my dogs can't get it. But then so like I pull the part that's covering the springs and stuff back, and I'm kind of looking down in, and I have a headlamp, for like hiking and stuff like that. And when I go out in the really early morning to feed my animals, it's still pitch black.
Yeah.
So I like grab the headlamp, and I'm like looking down in the couch, and I can't really see so well because it's like, I had to like smash my head against the arm of the couch and try to look down. So I'm just kind of like feeling around, and I'm like, what's this? And I pull out, it's a 9-inch US 1 circular knitting needle. I'm like, no wonder I had to buy another one. So I put that one down. And then I'm like, what's this? It's another US 1 9-inch circular knitting needle. In the couch.
How does that even happen?
Probably because when I get done knitting socks, I'll like set it on the arm, and then if I get up or something, the dogs always
just
hop
knock
up
it,
right after I
Yeah.
get down. So it probably just fell down, and I was like,
Just
where did it go?
where
Did I
did it
put
go?
it in my bag or whatever?
Oh well.
So I had to like all of my US 1 9-inch circulars have been missing, and I bought a new one not too long ago because I couldn't find them. And then I was like, there's a pen. And I still haven't gone back in, but there's like...
That's like Christmas. All I find are like raisins and like happy crackers in my couch when that happens.
No, there's like, I have to go back in because I think there's like 50 stitch markers down there too. Because I was like feeling around down there. I'm like, that's a stitch marker. But there's like some little pet hair and fuzz and stuff down there too. So I've got to get
Did you
the...
ever find your embroidery needle?
Oh yeah, I did. I couldn't. That's the funny thing. It's like I can't believe I found it. It's like finding a needle in the haystack, except it's finding a needle in the couch and all the fuzz. So yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is, so I don't know if you guys know this trick, but you can take like pantyhose or something like that and put over the head of your vacuum. So this is a trick for picking up beads if you ever dump, like little seed beads or something.
Yeah, they'll suck up,
And
but it won't suck into
exactly, they won't get sucked into the vacuum. So I think I might do that for my stitch markers and go fishing after stitch markers. And I won't have to buy stitch markers again for like 3 years.
There you go. Perfect.
I know, I couldn't
That's
believe it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was like, who knew?
Like a surprise party. Surprise party in your couch.
Oh my god, it was so funny. My husband's like, he was sitting on the other side of the couch just like watching me like shaking his head the whole time like, I can't believe that you're just pulling knitting needles out of the couch.
That's great. Well, if I need a knitting needle, I know where to look. Kelly's
Go to my couch.
Oh, man. I would love to think that that's where my knitting needles are when I can't find them, but I'm pretty sure that's probably not true. Oh, they're in a project bag somewhere that didn't get put away.
Yeah. Well, that's what I figured. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I just put them in my bag somewhere. And
Yeah, I
you
can't
know,
find them.
I can't find them.
Nope.
But nope.
The couch ate them.
The couch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Instead of being Cookie Monster, it's going to be Knitting Needle Monster or something.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a giveaway.
We do.
A giveaway.
So we were so generously given a pattern to give away to one of our lucky viewers. See, I didn't say to
I know,
to
everybody. Patterns for everybody. We're not Oprah.
I know.
Gar for everyone. I was just gonna pull up the picture to show that we
So,
did random number.
We
generator.
did random number generator. We asked all of you guys to let us know your favorite mythical creature and or favorite fairy tale. So, and the pattern is
The Enchanted
Forest Pool Shawl by Jenn Sheelen. And we got to meet Jen at Rhinebeck, which was awesome.
and see the shawl in person.
It was stunning.
Beautiful.
So we picked we had entries 2 through 50. So thanks to everybody who entered. Put into random number generator, and we got number 20. And number 20 is Oma Stacy. She's from Stacy from Utah, and I think we've actually sent her yarn before.
Oh,
I
cool.
know. Hi, Stacy.
Hi.
So Stacy said, my favorite is a toss-up between Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella and Tinkerbell and ... I mean, because really,
I know.
for fairy tales and
I
mythical
know.
creatures,
That's
it's hard
hard.
to choose. So thank you, Stacy, and thanks to everybody else who entered.
Yeah.
Stacy, if you want to contact either Andrew or myself through Instagram Ravelry or email, whatever is most convenient for you, then send us a message with your address, although since we've already sent you stuff, we probably
Well, I
already
think
have it.
I think Jen can just Sheelen can just
Oh, that's
add
right.
the
Yeah,
pattern
that's
to
right.
her
So
library.
that's right. So we'll actually just never mind.
We'll let Jen
Never
know
mind.
that you're
we
the
don't
winner.
have to mail you something. I'm sorry. Last week I was mailing out all the prizes for the Rhinebeck along, so I was getting addresses. So never mind. We will let Jen know who the lucky winner is,
and she can add that to your
and she'll
to your library.
so kindly give that to you. So
So,
we
thank
hope you
you.
enjoy, and we can't wait to see what yarns you pick out for that, and have fun. Happy knitting.
Yeah, we'll have to do a knit along with that pattern.
I know.
That'd be fun.
It's fun. That would be a lot of fun. So thanks everybody who
Yes.
entered. There were some really fun entries, and this little guy is so cute.
Oh, I missed that one.
Isn't that cute?
Oh,
Since it's on the same page as the one that I read to Jen, look at that little guy.
so cute.
So that was an entry from Pony One, and of course she picked her magical unicorns.
That's awesome.
I know, it is awesome.
Super cool. So we have some new products in the store. We have a giant Malabrigo order that just came in.
We do.
That actually Carol's putting it out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we fully restocked.
And we just got a big needle order in, and so that's what Carol and I will spend this afternoon doing, is going through all of that, getting that in the system. And that actually has some of those chart keepers in it. So we sold through the ones that we had really, really quickly. So if that's something
Nice.
you guys are interested in, we will have
them
those
back.
chart keepers back in stock. And I ordered more this time since they went so quickly
Nice.
last time.
And so the other new yarn, new in air quotes, that we have is from Savage Heart Farm. And this is their over-dyed Jacob yarn.
I'm going to grab it because it's
Yeah,
really
grab it.
pretty.
It's really cool. So this is one of our local farms here. And what she did was she got some Jacob sheep fleece.
Yeah,
that
she got
had it-
fleeces, and she took it down to Green Mountain Spinnery and had them spin it.
And so the Jacobs start as a darker colored.
Yeah,
Fleece.
it's like this really pretty brown gray, which I didn't grab the skein.
She did give
that
us
she
this-
overdyed.
yeah.
She gave us a skein that was undyed, so that we could show people who are interested what it looks like before it was dyed. And it gives it such depth of color.
Yeah, it's
Like you can tell most on the really bright one.
yep.
Because there's light and dark sections to it. I love overdyed darker like grays and browns because they have so much character to them. Like the red is where they do like
Yeah.
a solid and then they overdye it with like a black or a navy or something to get the tonal effect. This is just
It's
a
already-
yarn that's dark that's been overdyed
Yep.
so that it gets that kind of really cool depth of color
Yep.
to it. I mean, look at that red. That's beautiful. You know which one I really like too?
That blue.
Look at
Yeah.
that blue. And it's not showing up the same on screen. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous blue.
Yeah, it's definitely a brighter
So,
tone. But yeah, so we have that.
so those are all the colors that we have in stock. They are all online. So Peggy, her husband Todd have a farm over on the other side of the state, and then we've talked about her before. But she actually, if you guys read Oprah magazine at all, she had an article. They wrote an article about her giving up her like corporate life and moving to Vermont and starting a sheep farm.
Yeah.
So she actually gave us a copy of the article, which was really cool. So we've got a copy of that here. So, so check out this yarn. It's Savage Heart Farm. If you just search for Savage Heart, it'll come up.
Yep.
And like Ann said, this is a Jacob wool. Peggy doesn't raise Jacob. A friend of hers had the clips from her sheep, and Peggy bought them and then just had them milled because it was
Yeah.
a really nice. It was really, really nice fleece.
Yeah.
So the yarn is really lovely. It's a little bit more rustic. I mean, Peggy, she raises Coromodale crosses,
Which is really nice.
super soft and squishy.
Yeah.
Cormo is very similar to Merino as far as micron and everything.
But I'm just saying, like, this yarn would be really cool in, say, one of these, Lopi style sweaters that Kelly's been eyeballing. And these, this is 150 yards.
Yep.
So, for like accent colors, this would be really good.
This is more of like a DK weight. So actually, that sweater that I have from Green Mountain Spinnery, I could definitely use some of her yarn in too.
Yep.
So, and the Green Mountain Spinnery spun it too,
I
which
know.
is really fun. So, I love
She had a
those.
couple really cool like hat patterns that she
Yeah,
made
she
out
had
of
some
this.
really cool kits that she did up out of it.
Color
So,
work. But anyway, we have that if you're looking for something that's
yeah.
local, Vermont.
Yep.
And something that's kind of a unique product.
Yeah. And it's processed in Vermont, so it's very Vermont.
And she dyed it, so it's
Yep, and Peggy
it's
dyed it.
all
Yeah.
Vermont.
I don't know where the Jacob sheep are from.
Oh.
They're either Vermont or New Hampshire. They're local, regional.
Regional. For sure.
So anyway, yeah, that's that yarn, which is really lovely. And we caught up with Peg at Vermont Sheep and Wool.
Yep. And walked out with a
So-
giant bag of yarn like we did last year.
I know, and people look at you when you walk out with like this big bag of yarn. They're like, "Wow, they must really like yarn."
Yes, we do. We like
We do.
yarn.
So yeah, so that's some new stuff. And do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
We're gonna see you Sunday anyway. So
Yeah. Or you'll see us. I
Yeah.
don't know. Do we see other people?
no,
Is it like Google Hangouts where you can see each other?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just they get to
This
see
will be a
us.
fun adventure.
We can, yeah. We'll find out, guys.
We'll find out.
So bear with us. We'll do our absolute best, but I think it'll be a lot of
I
fun.
think it'll be super fun. Something different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as
Yeah.
Kelly said, we'll mix up the dates and times.
For
it
our
just-
next ones that we do.
Yeah, just it was a time that was convenient for both of us
Mhm.
to try to start to do the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So I think that's all I have.
I think so. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting.
Look, and I
but-
just got to the last garter ridge, so I'm gonna have to start another short row.
Sweet.
That was perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
And I can move my
It's meant to be.
little donut.
I know. I should put a little progress keeper on.
donut. Yeah.
I could go for a cider donut and some coffee right now.
I should probably lay off the coffee. I've had enough already today.
Oh, I haven't had any coffee today.
Yeah.
I don't drink that much. I drink tea. I'm going to have some tea very soon.
I drink too much.
But you guys don't need to know all that. So. But yeah, I'm going to go have some tea, and I got myself a chocolate chip cookie. so I'm gonna have that.
I've been eating Halloween candy, so.
Oh, I know.
Because I had to buy 2 bags of Halloween candy, even though in our house the last 10 years we've received this many trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, I didn't get any either because we live in a pretty rural area.
And my
so.
husband goes, "You buy candy?" I was like, "I don't buy candy. That's the
I know.
trick-or-treater."
I almost didn't this year, and then I was like, oh. But I don't keep a lot of sweets in my house. So I'm like, what would I do if a trick or treater showed up? Be like, here's an apple.
Have a stapler.
A stapler. I was thinking more apple. Although, so I use an electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
And so whenever I go to dentist, they just keep giving me like,
here's a toothbrush.
yeah, they just keep giving me all these toothbrushes. So I've got this like stash of toothbrushes. The only time I use them is when I go on vacation because
you want your house to get egged, don't you?
So I was like, I could give out toothbrushes. I'd be like the dentist,
Oh my god! Don't go to that house.
Be like, here's a toothbrush. Here's a little sample of toothpaste.
Here's a toothbrush and a stapler. And some tape. I got office supplies.
Want some paper clips? I got boxes of them.
Post-it notes.
Oh my gosh.
So sad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Start handing out skeins of yarn. I mean, the
I'd
knitters would find us.
I would. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mini skeins. Mini skeins at Kelly's house. It's like the adults start trick or treating. I'm a ghost.
All
Oh, my
right.
goodness.
I think we better stop before we get too crazy.
I know.
Thank you to all of our returning viewers. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
And thank you for all the great comments that you've been leaving us too.
Yeah, we love it.
We really do enjoy it. We don't always get a chance to respond to
Yep.
each and every one of you, but we
We
try.
try.
And for those that we don't, we always try to give you at least a little heart love.
Yep.
And to all of our new viewers, thanks
Thank
for
you.
checking us out.
Yep.
This is kind of more of a regular episode than they have been from time to time. They've been a little bit odd
Disjointed.
the last couple
Random.
times. And
If you're watching us on iTunes,
Yep.
thank you for subscribing or checking us out through iTunes. If you like what you see, particularly on iTunes, because I know this really drives placement, and the ability of people
The
to find
ratings.
us on that particular platform. If you would, give us a positive 5-star review, that will really help other people find us. So not as important on YouTube, but
Yeah.
iTunes really puts a lot of stock in that. So
yeah, so if you love us, give
Yeah.
us a couple little hearts.
Yeah.
Well, more than a couple.
yeah, few.
But thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you Sunday
See you
if you can join us, and
Sunday.
if not, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, bye.
All right, we should probably get this show on the road, eh? Ugh,
We should, because otherwise we'll be here
I need a different chair.
all afternoon.
This chair makes my back hurt.
Really?
Or I
like
have to
these
sit
chairs.
weird.
That is kind of slippery
Yeah.
with my fleeces.
All right.
They took the tree down yesterday. It was a massive tree. It filled the entire back of one of the huge dump trucks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it filled the back of it.
And that fell on his house.
It fell on his house.
That'll ruin your day.
And it looked like it must not have had a really big root system. I didn't look to see what kind of tree it was, but it didn't snap off. It fell over.
Yeah, the roots pulled up by the
Yeah.
roots. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Most of ours that came down snapped.
Yeah. We had a couple
but-
in our backyard that snapped. So, but thankfully there's one that was close. What if it had fallen to the east? It would have fallen on my fence.
Mm-hmm.
But it fell north. Thankfully the wind was coming out south. So.
We had one that fell right next to our trucks.
Really?
And if it would have the wind would have been blowing just a slightly different direction, it probably would have crushed both of our trucks. I know.
One of them, you're like, I don't really care as much about. The other one, that would suck.
Yeah, well, it sting for both because of the black truck we use for plowing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I thought you had to do brakes or something on
No.
that. Oh, okay.
The clutch gets burned out by mice because the mice get into the fly house and they pack it full of crap and then the clutch burns out.
Oh.
But our neighbor across the street's a mechanic and he knows how to fix that problem now, so it's super fast to deal with it. But we haven't bothered to because it's expensive to have the whole plow hitch stuff removed because it's, you know, welded to the frame. So we'd have to have that removed and then put on the other truck, and it's just not worth it. So the black truck is not, it's not registered or insured or anything. It just basically doesn't leave the
your
property.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we just use it for plowing. So that would be really sad if that happened. If it got squashed, because then we'd have to sort out what we were going to do for plowing.
You rip the top off and keep on plowing. It would be a little chilly.
Probably, I mean, there's already a plexiglass window in the back because John threw a piece of wood through the back window on accident. Well, he was chucking wood because we use it for moving firewood too, and so he threw it into the back of the truck and it skipped off another piece of wood and went through the back window. So now the back window is a piece of plexiglass. So that truck's super classy. I know.
Works.
I know.
It's a good old Vermont plow truck.
Absolutely. We can edit. I'll edit out whatever's inappropriate.
I'll edit out whatever's inappropriate.
I've done it before. It's the Kelly and Angela Inappropriate Show. Maybe that should be the podcast title. Totally Inappropriate.
Totally inappropriate.
Totally Inappropriate. Look at all the fun progress I'm making on Larissa's shawl. Look at how cool that is.
That's really cool. I like it. I love those colors. I love how they're like in the same color family, but they're just different shades of one another. That's beautiful.
Getting good at short rows.
Awesome. I'm doing short rows in my project.
Whoop, whoop.
Mine are easy though because I don't have to pick up the wraps.
I do have to pick up the wraps, but I think they're looking pretty good.
See, isn't it pretty?
Yeah, there's.
I like the colors.
That
in
was
this.
clearly a wrap that got picked up. Look, I'm doing really good, except for those holes that are right there where the wraps are that I picked up.
I have one spot on here. Where is it? Where I accidentally grabbed the loop below too, and you can kind of see it, but not big enough where I'm gonna go back. And
It's a shawl. I'm
fix
not
it.
really worried about it.
Yeah.
It'll be around my neck.
There it is.
Oh,
You can just.
yeah.
I mean, I
Are
can
you
see
picking
it.
up your wraps on?
No.
I was just saying because I never did on the
No.
color affection.
No, she says not to even bother.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would ever notice that. I notice it
No.
because I see that little blip of the dark purple.
Yeah.
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 What is?
Cool.
I'm gonna make it really long. I'm gonna continue. I haven't been counting. I've just been going, and I'm
Yeah, you don't really have to. I mean, you can just kind of.
exactly. That's what I figured. I'm gonna go most of the way across so that it's really big because I've got tons of yarn. So I might as well.
Because color affection's not big enough.
Nope.